Hello there, world. It is I, once again, Nicole. Alright. A few things that I want to record in real time. Number 1, sexual assault. Brett Kavanaugh should not be in the position he is in. I believe Dr. Ford, and once again, hopefully this is the lie that saves us all. Like Trump, like all this mayhem, like the climate control concerns, all this stuff that needs to be addressed that so many people are woke to and fighting to get addressed. I'm soups ready for November 6th. I can't wait to put my vote in. And with all that being said, I want to tell a little story about sexual assault and sobriety. And of course, I have to put in nursing stuff too, because this lifelong journey of nursing needs to be documented for myself as well. So, sexual assault and sobriety kind of tie in together for me. And I've been sexually assaulted. #MeToo. And right off the bat, my sexual assaults are not rape. They're not anything that we're truly suffering. They're fucked up, but I guess mine are on the common side. Side note, Poochie over there is scarfing down her breakfast. That's what all that is. Anyway, a couple weeks ago, I got wasted, and right in the middle of the Kavanaugh chaos, I had all my liquid courage, and I put out a note, 2 written notes, and you swipe and read about my experiences. And they're gross, they're hard to read. Waking up the next day, I definitely got some, like, what is wrong with you from my boyfriend. Like, how could you put something so personal out, not even tell me, like I didn't even know about this. And basically, when I was soups young, 5, 6, 7, one of my dear first friends' father molested her and her sister. And I didn't find this out till we were much, much older. But when I was younger, he would touch me. Like, he'd pick us up to play airplane, and there was just such an emphasis on that pubic bone. Just like, whew. And I was like, okay, weird, but whatever. And then I just vividly, distinctly remember once we were watching TV, I was sitting on the floor, and he was sitting on the floor, and there was a coffee table, and his legs went under the coffee table, and his toes went up my skirt onto my vagine, and just, like, created some friction. And I don't remember my exact age, but I couldn't have been older than, like, 7. Probably 6 or 5. It was young. And I remember just feeling shock. I just, like, looked down, and he looked at me like such a creepy guy, and was like, that feels good, right? I don't think I said anything. And then another time, my boyfriend just texted me, CorgiCon tomorrow. We're going, right? Hell yes, we're going. CorgiCon! Anywho, another time, I went over to hang out with my friend. She wasn't there. He answered the door in a towel, took me upstairs, put me on his lap, gave me a disgusting wet kiss on his lips, and told me to call him his uncle. I was disturbed. He let me leave. And that was pretty much the end of that. So, wasn't molested, wasn't raped, but like 2 vivid, disturbing memories under the age of 7 that happened to me. And I never told anybody, and I just didn't really think about it. Weird. It's just weird. And then the second one was, I was at a party at like this gorgeous penthouse in Los Angeles for the Super Bowl. And it was actually a friend from high school. I was in the bathroom washing my hands, and he comes in and closes the door behind him and just walks up to me and puts his hand right under my dress. Underwear, but like right there. And just more friction. And I'm just frozen. I'm in a relationship at the time. And I was like, no, 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 stop. And he was like, no, come on. Like, just let it tickle. Oh, so gross. And I was like, no, 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 no. And there were like 3 exchanges of like, no, come on, no, come on, no, come on. And then he puts his hand on my shoulders and it's like, okay, you know, I'm sorry, blah, 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 whatever. Not a big deal, but like still, don't do that ever. Don't do that ever. And like, I just, you know, I've experienced guys like lunging at me, like lunging their like mouths at me, lunging their hands at me, obviously. And I've been in a relationship where I was tormented because I didn't want to have a threesome. So fucked up. And I take responsibility in this for sure. Like, I put myself in situations I shouldn't have put myself in. Hence, hashtag sobriety now. Like, I was irresponsible. And it's just one of those weird things where it's like, we're all wrong in some way. But I want to show my children that this weirdness is everywhere in all types of degrees, and I pray that they never, ever feel like it's okay to exhibit that kind of behavior that I've experienced and that so many women have experienced. And, you know, it could have been so much worse for me. I am fully realized that what I experienced is not really much compared to how brutal it can be. But I experienced it, and a couple weeks ago, like I was saying, I put it out on the line, only to have a couple days later, Brett get into office, and it just feels bad. I wouldn't have had the courage to do it without wine. And segueing into sobriety, my partner has told me for a long time that he thinks I'm an alcoholic. And I have rebutted this claim profusely with the mindset that I don't drink every day. I don't want to drink every day. I don't even think about alcohol most of the time. But it's interesting, like, since a very, 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 very young age, I have had this inner force who just wants to party. Since very young. I can remember one of my closest friends growing up getting irritated with me, like, girl, whenever there's like a party situation, your aggressiveness to like, that's the only thing we can do, we have to do that, is annoying. Like, stop. And little did I know that was like one of the biggest pieces of advice I could have ever gotten at such a young age. But it has always been like that. I just have like this little party girl inside of me, and she's irresponsible, and she gets out of control pretty much every time. Not even like 9 out of 10, like 97 out of 100. Like, it's very terrifying. When I begin to drink, I turn into someone else. Like, my heart, my soul, my energy shifts. I shape shift into a monster zombie, and it's mortifying. It's embarrassing. I'm gonna be 31 in November. It makes me cringe, just cringe at some of the awful things that I've done. And you wake up and you don't remember anything, and you just know, you feel that anxiety of like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Tell me how much of an asshole I was. And then it takes just like weeks to get that ick off of you. And last Friday was the final straw. Thank God I didn't hurt anyone physically. I didn't hurt myself physically. I just acted like a psycho. I blacked out. Oh, hey, girl. Are you here for support? My little emotional support, Moochie. My boyfriend has had to endure so much of my drinking blackouts. He's over it, as he should be. On a level, I really am kind of like emotionally abusing him, and I don't want to do that. So I need to accept that I am some type of alcoholic. Not the one that needs to drink every day, but the one who just can't stop. I have more control when I have 0 than when I have 1. It always turns in, and I always like 3 is like your magic number, do 3. And once I'm at 3 and the dopamine hits, hit me, like, hit, just keep hitting me. I can't stop, and it's so scary. Like, it's scary that there's this force inside me that doesn't even feel like me. And what even puts more godly fear into me is that addiction is everywhere in my family. My grandfather died so young from alcoholism. The addiction on my father's side, it just breaks my heart. His family literally has I've watched my father's side of his family put him through torture for so long now. And it's not going to stop. It's just how it is. Like, my uncle and my cousin are massive addicts, and my grandma enables them. And it's just this Ferris wheel of hell and torture and suffering and hospitals and jail and police and true mayhem, like Requiem for a Dream, just psychoness. And I have to watch my father and his lovely wife just endure. He's going to take care of his mom. He's going to take care of his brother. They're just going to do it because that's their family. And it's hard to watch, but knowing that addiction is most likely in my genetics, I woke the fuck up last Saturday. And now I'm an alcoholic of some kind. The kind that doesn't drink often, but when she does, blacks out and turns into a monster and hurts people she loves. So, sob's life for me. Sober life for me. No alcohol. And the weed was super prevalent in my life for a long time. But then once I started nursing, like 5 years ago, you can't study and smoke weed. You can't do well in your anatomy, microbiology, physiology, and pharmacology classes smoking weed. And, of course, I'm going to get tested the second I get accepted. which is going to be in January. We're praying January. I pray to the universe, please let me get into a CSU beginning January. Please let me get into a CSU beginning January. So gosh, yeah, I haven't done weed in forever, years at this point. And I think stopping weed increased alcohol. It's a fact. That's what happened. And, you know, just having like that little mind change, that ability to relax is fabulous. And it just, I'm so furious with myself that I don't have the control to deserve any type of mind change. Alcohol, no. Weed, no. And even if like I wasn't in nursing, I don't think I would still be able to do weed. As I was getting older, I almost felt like I was kind of starting to go like schizophrenic. Like I couldn't take the mind change like that. So it's just like, okay then, no weed, no alcohol, no nothing. My brain's just fully clear and functioning 24/7, which I'm making sound like a bad thing, which is truly a good thing. But this is like the struggle of someone who's in addiction. Like, I'm upset. I'm upset I can't drink. It's the only mind change I have. But as a yoga instructor, I do know the benefits of meditation and breathing. And I do know in my bones and in my deepest heart of hearts that this is like the best thing in the world. And that I'm going to be happier than I could have ever imagined. And that I'm going to thrive. And the positive benefits directly correlated to me not drinking are going to be huge. I know it. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. This is a big change. We're doing like a huge group. Bays are coming, all the GFs, all their bays. We rented this huge house for Friendsgiving, and it's going to be the biggest party. And I've tried to go on the wagon so many times at this point that I don't want to say anything to anyone at all. I just want to, like, when the moment comes, be like, are you guys ready for the major realness of why I can't drink? I think I'm an alcoholic. I started going to AA meetings. I'll cheers with water. And I want to be a part of the fun, but like, I don't want to have one drink and then have 15 and ruin everyone's night. Ruin the trip. I might ruin the trip because I turn into such a psycho. It's a weird thing. It's weird. It's all weird. I don't want to say anything, but I know that that's probably going to be the time where it's like I have to reveal. I'm sobes again, guys. And they've seen me go through this a few times. They're probably just going to be like, oh, okay. She'll be drinking in like an hour. But this is it. It has to be. I have too much to lose. And it's not even that. For myself. For my own health. I think I've cried on here so many times about how I can't wait to start trying to get pregnant. And alcohol isn't good for your organs. So I love that quitting alcohol will have my organs in tip-toppy shape. And for my own mental well-being, for the mental well-being of my relationship, of all my relationships, really. But I do gotta say, the second to last time I did get drunk, and I posted my Me Too. I'm really glad for the liquid courage that provided. That gives me some like solace in this thing. Like right before I went sobes, I was able to post something that I normally wouldn't, and that I'm here for the Me Too movement. I'm here for the Time's Up movement. I'm here for women's rights or humans' rights. I'm here for equality. I'm here for it. But I am not here for becoming blacked out drunk every time I drink again. And if that means 0 drinks, My name's Nicole, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, heavy stuff. Alright, well, now that sexual assault and sobriety are done and recorded, actually, you know what, that's it. Let's just leave it there. I'll do nursing later. Love you, world. You can be sober, and you can spread goodness and wellness, and one day we're going to live in a world where sexual assault and addiction is dealt with in a way that's better than the way we're dealing with it now. I believe in you, world.